Hi, here I am using this root. Okay, so here this is a light root. It just returns this string. Okay, this should not take much time. Here, sending a request to this light root. It finishes in 9 milliseconds. Okay, now I'm going to create another root. Okay, just copy pasting this root, and I'm going to create on async function. Okay, equal to 0 to Okay, so this is the code. So this is a very heavy CPU intensive code. Okay, this is async. We think it will not take much time, right? If it is using async and await. Let me see how much time this heavy route is taking. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to rename this heavy. Okay, so this is taking too much time. Okay, if you go to light, okay, so this is taking around 9 milliseconds. But if you go to heavy, it is taking around 4 seconds. Okay, so this is taking too much time. And then if you go here and then add some more zeros. Okay, you're adding some more zeros, so it will take too much CPU time. Okay. I'm going again and sending the request to heavy now. So it is taking too much time. And if I go to light, so you think it's a different route, so it will not be affected, right? It will not get affected. But you see here, I'm sending a request to this light route. It's a separate route, but still this is taking too much time. I am creating one more route. Okay, I'm creating one more route with uh, the same name. Okay, I'm going to send the request to the same heavy route. See, this is also blocked, and light route is also blocked. Whatever any other route you are using, everything will get blocked. Okay, so see this. I'm going to send value some to specific routes like this heavy route, but I'm going to get the value from the query parameter. Okay, some request will send only small number of repetition, other request will send more number of repetition. Okay, just see here, rec dot query dot repetition. otherwise 1. Sorry. Okay, so this repetition I am pausing here, also here, also here. So how it works, I'm getting the repetition from the query parameter and passing to this function, and this function, based on this is the how many number of times the loop will iterate. Okay, so this is the loop is a heavy CPU intensive job. Okay, you have to reduce it. Now we'll see. So normally how much time it takes? It takes only 7 milliseconds. Now I'm going to give 2. So how much time it takes? Again 2 milliseconds. Here I'm going to give very big value. Also takes very less time only. Now see this. So this is taking too much time, around 3.67 seconds. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to rename this root 1. Okay, here the query parameters is around 20. Okay, so this is taking 3 milliseconds. This is taking around 3 seconds, and this is taking, light root is taking 2 milliseconds. Now I'm going to increase the repetition count on 2, 3. Okay, see here, only I'm sending only to this heavy root. Okay, here I'm sending only 20. So this also got affected, and this one also got affected. So how to rectify this? We have to see this. We will see how to rectify this. To rectify this, we actually have to use uh, worker threads. Okay, so first I'll create one worker helper. Okay, worker helper.js. This is the main worker helper function. Okay, so const worker threads, and this will take the data and pass it to the real worker. This is just a parent worker. Okay, this is just the main worker thread. I'll create a function. Okay, resolve, reject, and then we'll create a real worker here and pass the data to this worker. Okay, we are passing this data to that particular worker, and then we will wait on worker dot on this worker dot on message. Whenever we get the message, we just pass it to the main function. Okay, we are resolving this message. sorry, there is okay. And then whenever we receive some error, then we just reject the error. And if we get exit, we just will check. We get any code, normal exit, or if it is throwing any error. Okay, if code is not equal to 0, then we'll throw no error. Okay, worker thread stopped with exit code. This code. Okay, so this is the main helper function. Then we'll create a we have to export this module dot exports run worker. Okay, now we'll create a real worker. Okay, we'll name it heavy worker.js. Okay, now we have to create the main function here. This will post to, whenever it finishes, it goes to the main worker helper. Okay, so for that we need the parent port, and the worker data we'll get it from the main function. Okay, so this is the normal heavy function. So heavy computation, then iteration. Sum equal to 0, and for let I equal to 0, I less than some number of iterations, and then I plus plus sum equal to plus equal to 1, and then we just return the sum. Okay, just call this function first, result heavy computation with the worker data. So whatever we get from the parent port, we just pass it here, and then compute the result and pass it back to the parent port. So we are posting this result. Okay, so this is how it works. So main entry point is here. So instead of this sync fetch data, and we'll remove this, then now we have to first get that worker. Okay, whatever we defined here, it's a run worker. No, we have to take that worker. So run worker require worker helper. Okay, so we are going to pass. So it actually takes worker path and worker data. So worker path is this main this heavy worker. So this is the file name we are going to give, and the data we are going to give. Okay, so from here we are going to pass those information from run worker. So run worker. So worker path is this na, like heavy worker. Heavy worker is path. of that file name, and the data we have to pass. Data is whatever we get from the repetition. So repetition. So what we are passing here, iteration. So we have to pass iteration here. Repetition is equal to iteration. So whatever we get here, we are passing it to this function, heavy, sorry, not this, yeah, to this run worker. Okay, we are passing to this run worker the main file name and the data. So this worker helper is going to return a promise, na? So we have to await. Okay, so here it is taking that worker data, worker path and worker data and passing to this worker. So this new worker is this path. Okay, new worker to this path, and it is printing the values and passing it back to the worker helper, and this will pass it back to our main worker, main root. Okay, this is how it works. Let's see what's the problem in this. It's not even okay. I'll use import instead. Run worker. Okay, I'll remove this thing. Now it will run. Now we'll go back to our main function. Now we'll pass some same amount to this root. Cannot destructured property and defined as it is. Iteration. We are passing to this run worker. Okay, you have to pass it like this. Now we will send. It is taking too much time, and here you will see just 20. We are passing only 20. See here it is still running. Here it is still running because we are giving a very high value. Okay, the same root now it does not get affected because of this worker thread, and even light path. This is also not get affected. Only that path is still waiting. Same path, another request, other request, it is not getting affected. So this is the main advantage of using worker threads. So we have to use worker threads wherever we are using CPU intensive tasks. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the video, please subscribe, comment, or dislike, whatever you want. Thank you very much.